Art Radio Today
Art,
with Tom Galvin,
David Reed, Art, Radio Today.
Wow, Tom, I was trying to be stylish like Fred Astaire, like Art Radio Today.
I like the opening. Jumped all over that.
Oh yeah, you jumped in with the the Budweiser frogs part thing.
Yeah, I was inspired for some reason, and no good reason now that I heard what we did.
Hang on just a minute. We got a note in the chat, Carl. It says, "Don't quit your day."
Oh, really?
Oh gosh, sorry guys.
Oh no, geez.
You guys are professional singers, and you drag me along. I should just sit and watch.
Let's bust right into weird news. Should we bust right into?
I know you got a special one for us this week, Tom.
First of all, introductions. I'm Tom. This is David. That's Joe.
Hey,
depending on that could be Joe, that could be David, that could be Tom, but depending on how you're seeing us. I'd like to remind you of something that came from 12/8/19 in the Weird News archives, because there is a follow-up story, but you'll remember the banana duct tape to a wall art installation. Mauricio, there it is, Mauricio Catalan. He was also in Blentham Castle in England. He designed a solid gold toilet, and it was stolen.
That's the same artist. Oh, I forgot.
Yes, same artist. Yes, Mauricio Catalan. It was stolen. I guess this is just a mock-up of him, kind of goofily stealing his gold toilet. I thought he was a heavy-set old guy, well, morbidly obese old guy. I don't know why. I never saw him, but that was my impression. He's actually pretty buff.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean much to me, but, he's obviously got a fondness for the toilet. At any rate, so you remember that, and that he designed, he just tacked his banana to duct taped it to the installation, and it sold for $150,000.
Was it in an art gallery or?
It was it was yes, it was.
Oh my gosh!
Art Basel Beach exhibit in Miami, Florida.
Well, that's a big deal.
Yes, very big deal. Yes, and of course it's been recurring, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute. There's a follow-up, so so it's just something we wrote this song about. Banana art, kind of a ludicrous thing that went big, and it went like, "Hey, you, Maurizio, have you got bananas we can tape on the wall? Hey, you, Maurizio, you're nothing if not original. We turn bananas into works of art. Hey, you, Maurizio, selling them to rich folks who aren't very smart. Everybody, hey, you, Mauricio, I might be wrong, there are not many astute. Hey, you, Mauricio, but me, I just don't think of art as rotten fruit. Hey, you, Mauricio, hey, you, Mauricio, the art you produce we've all seen before. Hey, you, Mauricio, in the produce section of our grocery store. So now, follow-up.
Wow.
6 months later on, we move forward, and so our crack team.
Tom.
Yes, Joe.
But meanwhile,
yes,
back at the farm.
Yes.
It's the classic. You should do that.
I'm segueing from that now. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, our crack team of researchers returned to Miami Beach to do a follow-up report on the current status of the actual banana. We thought this would be a routine follow-up, but that was not to be. That was not to be. We discovered that a new chapter had exploded onto social media. The banana was eaten in broad daylight. Let me repeat that. The banana was eaten in broad daylight in front of 100 art aficionados, or in the case of banana art, rich art snobs with bad taste, a performance artist named David Datuna. And I don't know if that refers to a sausage and sandwich, but I don't know what that Datuna is. Just he moved toward the display. And those people were watching him, and on the grounds that he was an artistic a performance artist, he just allowed himself to go up, snatch it off the wall in front of all these people, and eat the banana. They could have taken legal action. They decided not to. Instead, and this is what irks me, instead they just replaced it with another banana.
Oh,
And I just thought, what kind of artistic integrity is that? Because there was something about that banana, and that was the original. Wasn't that something? So I'm likening it.
It's so New York, though. And honestly, why wasn't his name Charlie?
I
Charlie
don't
the
know.
tuna.
It should have been Charlie. Yeah,
Charlie the tuna eats the banana.
Charlie,
It's like, sorry, Charlie.
it's Charlie dot tuna. Charlie dot tuna. And yeah. So I likened this, what I thought was a kind of an abomination in terms of artistic purity. I likened it to Leonardo da Vinci runs out for a sandwich and comes back to the studio to find that Mona Lisa had been eaten by cannibals. Would he just substitute one of her cousins? What would he do? Pull in a sub? It just seems there's something of the purity that's been lost here.
Wow.
It just kind of lacks. The museum management has decided the bananas. Actually, this is a follow-up. There's no banana.
Another banana.
There's no more bananas up there.
Yes, there's no more bananas.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. There's no more bananas because they decided it could be potentially harmful, not poison to a struggling performance artist who's hungry. So there's no bananas anymore. I guess it's just the wall now.
They are called, they're starving artists for a reason.
Oh yes, we had no bananas up on display. We've got paintings and drawings posing and eyeing, but we don't have what they came to see. Because yes, we have no bananas. Because somebody ate it today.
Here.
Weird news for this week.
Well, that's a good one.
Moving on now.
Your research team is spot on. I mean, the work that they put into this.
I like to think of it as a crack team.
That's right.
Wait, no, that's not good.
No? Probably not good.
I may have to take them into the.
In today's drug-fueled environment, we have to be careful.
Depending on what they're doing, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That
banana story. That's right up there in my mind with the Banksy piece that shredded itself after it was purchased.
Oh
yeah. I think we did one on that too.
I think you did. Yeah, I'm sure you did. That was just like remarkable. You buy it, you pay your couple $100,000 or whatever the heck it was, and it's like mission impossible on you. Your mission you decide to accept. Buy this piece of art and watch itself shred.
Do you guys remember Christie that wrapped the island?
Oh yeah, I love Cristo. Yeah, I love Cristo.
Oh yeah, that was such amazing work. But it's like, again, it was like, okay, it was really cool, but what happens?
And it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, very ephemeral. He's about usually 2 weeks for his installations. He died this last year.
Oh
yeah, I know.
So many people have passed. 2020 has been brutal. Just brutal.
Yeah. For a lot
of people, John Prine, so many great artists have passed.
And that's why I think kind of the parodies and the surreal aspects of the coronavirus that you captured in some of those songs, Joe. I think we're not out of the woods yet. No. I worry a little bit about opening prematurely, but I think we have to keep business flowing. I understand all of that. But I think that people will still be struggling and trying to decide how to proceed and what to do in November, when I hope we can, relieve a few people of their anxieties with a few laughs on Facebook with some pretty darn good satire. So, I'm just kind of pushing that. I think it's a good thing that you've done. You scripted, and we'll get onto that sometime for sure.
And we're gonna go ahead and leave it really ambiguous and make people wonder, what the heck are we talking about?
What are we talking about here? Underground.
There is such a change, and I mean, David, you will totally agree with me on this, because I'm an art follower, so I mean, I'll go and see people play music, or I will follow things online, and our whole the industry, what we do, how we present ourselves, what we give you has changed. The way we give it to you has changed. Everything has changed. It is remarkable. It is truly remarkable, the resiliency of artists, because people are offering you things in such a way you've never seen ever.
That's right, and the key is that artists are still doing their art. I mean, that's the important. And people are still receiving it, even
Yes.
though the delivery system, if you will, is
Yeah,
completely
totally.
upside down.
Yeah.
No,
It's
that's
like
the
suddenly
important.
losing your mail service. It's like, okay, well, how am I going to
What
get
do we
this
do
to
now,
you?
right? Yeah.
Yes.
You
No,
know, there's a gratuitous aspect to art. We don't need it. It's not a need. It's not a survival need.
Yeah, we're
You
not going
know,
to die because we don't have
we
art.
don't die because we don't have it. We may spiritually die, but
Yeah.
the thing is, it's something that doesn't have to be, and that's why it's incredible when somebody creates something that you can't imagine the world without. You know, you can't imagine a
Well,
20th century world without Charlie Chaplin or without Bob Dylan or without the Beatles. I mean, these were just creations that emanated, but they didn't have to be. Food, clothing, and shelter had to be.
well,
But art is gratuitous. It's an extra, you know?
well, it's interesting, and that if I can riff on that point for just a moment, a couple of the grants we're working on right now are federal CARES grant funded grants, and the first line in the grant applications make the point that these grants are intended for families low income who have been COVID impacted, lost a job, lost wages for whatever reason, can't get a new job, unemployed. They may or may not be, homeless, but they're certainly housing insecure, food insecure. And you go, okay, no, to your point, Tom, we're not that first line, but there was something in there about mental health,
Right.
and you're the
That's
resident expert on that.
That's
And so we're trying to see, and it'll be interesting to see. There's no guarantee if the grantors, in this case both counties, can read a narrative on that basis that there's this mental health component.
It's
You know,
huge.
it's
And
right after food and shelter and clothing, but doggone it, it's still very important.
and if I could just piggyback on how I wanted to tie that up with the fact that, yeah, we would be spiritually dead without it. And that, Elizabeth Gilbert, I've said this before, her definition of art is that it makes the world a little bit more beautiful than it has to be. And so, despite the numbers, if the numbers are dwindling on Zoom, if we get 10 people watching something, the need to create is still there. It's powerful for all of us to have to kind of make something up every day. Could kind of be creative every day. We feel incomplete if we're not working on something. And we have this forum to take it to. If it's 2 people, it's more than sitting in my room here. And it's a communication. And I think that the artists or the writers or whatever we want to call ourselves should just keep doing it. That's their commitment and not count the numbers. Not look at the views or look. I mean, we're all interested. We all want to have a wide audience, but a small audience is still an audience.
That's right.
You
It's
just
enough.
mentioned looking at the view,
Yeah.
right? And I thought that was a great segue into our guest coming on.
Ah, what a pro.
Ah.
What a pro, Joe.
We could sit here and chat all day, but let's
Oh my goodness, yes,
get
indeed.
our good
But
friends waiting in the wings.
And they are the king of the view. They know how
That's
to present a view. That's for sure.
Great. Let's bring on the Conejo brothers, Brian and Brandon. Come on down.
Hey guys.
Welcome.
Hey guys, how's it going?
For those of you who may have heard of the Conejo brothers, here they are live and in person, not behind the camera as is often the case or in the editing suite, but Brian and Brandon have done some tremendous work over the years here in the community. Perhaps the most notable, just because a lot of people got to see it. I wonder how many views it's had. And that was the Marysville hometown makeover video that they created. A couple of us got to help with that project, and they did a beautiful job in presenting Marysville, both all the positive aspects of it, as well as the, making the point that, hey, we could use a little bit of help, and a lot of good people are working on that right now. So Brian and Brandon, again, welcome. Glad you're on the show.
Thanks for having us. Yep. Thanks for having us.
Want to kick it off. I mean, I've seen some of your work. You've helped us with a project recently when you photographed or videographed our Womanicans project and put together a beautiful 3-minute documentary about that project. But how'd you get into the videography business?
That would be, I got into that basically in college at Yuba College. I started at Yuba College just doing general studies, not knowing exactly which direction I wanted to go, but always having a passion for film deep down inside. My dad's always been a big movie buff. Our dad's always been a big movie buff. So I had that passion deep, that desire to tell stories deep inside of me. And then I tested it out with the mass comm program out there with Steve Cato, and I fell in love with it, and I just kept on doing my thing, and ended up getting some jobs in the business, and I've been working in media ever since.
Wow.
Brian,
for those of you that don't know or haven't seen it, the mass comm department out there at Yuba College is pretty neat. I had a tour last week, or last year rather, if you get a chance to see it. But yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Brian.
Yeah, no worries. I actually got introduced through Brandon when he was going to Yuba College and he was doing mass comm. I got introduced because he asked me to help him out on some projects. So I started getting involved on the. I was a production assistant on a few of his. I was in a few of the projects also on camera. Probably ones we don't want to look up on YouTube right now.
Okay, what's that?
But that's how I got introduced
with the camera thing.
Yeah, I don't have as much formal education as Brandon has. I never actually went through the program at Masscom. I've gotten most of my experience from hands-on through our projects together. Brandon's taught me a lot himself through editing and just the terminology, even, and to be in the business and to be able to have an intelligent conversation with people about videography. But no, it was the same. I've always had a passion for it ever since we got involved with it. It was always something that if it was something I could do and make a living doing that, that's what I would be doing. So as soon as the opportunity came around, we jumped all over it.
Yeah.
So like me, you're perfectly qualified to be in sales.
Oh yeah.
You can be the salesman. All right, good.
I actually did. I actually when we got the business started, I realized that was something that was going to be a big part. Is obviously just getting the name out there and making sure people know you even exist, right? So we got involved with the Chamber of Commerce really early on when we started our business, and I kind of went in head first into it, and I became a chamber ambassador also, and just kind of started a network through that, and
good for you.
Made a ton of connections with people.
Group. Jackie Lee, Russ Hogue, and all those guys. Oh my!
I think I saw you a taste of YubaSutter out at the fairgrounds a few years ago. That probably was the first time I met you. Yeah.
Yeah, we filmed that actually. We filmed out there 2 years now, Brandon. We filmed for Taste YubaSutter.
Yeah, the last 2 years. Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
Where's it going? I'll go. No, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead with
I was just curious. I mean, I've worked with you guys on your public presentations, such as the home HDTV video and stuff. But what are you guys doing for your private work? Have you got stuff in the works that is like private productions?
Yeah, we actually, I'm doing a show called Faith Deep right now. It's kind of my little pet project. It's a show a lot like this one. It's a talk show, and I've gotten somewhat well-known YouTubers to come on the show so far. I've been pretty fortunate in that respect. I had Marcus Rogers on my second episode, and he's a very big social media minister. He's got almost 1 million views on Facebook, and he's got, I think, close to 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. So it was a really great opportunity. He just so happened to be in Olivehurst the day after the show premiered. And so I went out to a revival event he was headlining, and I met him, and I said, "Hey, I'd like to interview you." And he said, "Come back tomorrow. I'll be here." And he gave me 15 minutes, and we banged out an interview.
Wow! Bravo! Good job! Wow!
So you're doing some commercial work, some some business kind of videos. You do that sort of thing.
Oh yeah. We also work with a few local businesses. One of the most notable is probably Valley Truck and Tractor.
We've worked with them now for pretty much most of all this year, but we've made some good tutorials how to use their equipment, and then we've done some recruiting as far as just trying to get them to get more technicians and mechanics, and just helping them out with all the different advertising avenues and giving them some ideas and stuff to try out.
And they're building a new facility, aren't they?
I don't know if that's all them. I've heard rumors that I think that's going to be an American Tire that's going to be on their property, though. So they're probably getting some rent out of it, but
okay. Oh, good.
Yeah, I've worked with them guys in the past. What a great family they are. They're just really nice people, really good family.
Yeah,
and
they've been
of
great
course,
to work with.
agriculture, that's our thing here in YubaSutter. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually work for an agricultural company 3 days a week also. I work for a company called Mechanical and Irrigation Solutions, so I don't get to do the Conejo Brothers stuff full time yet. That's hopefully coming soon to be able to afford to do that 100%.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a couple of ideas for some more videos we want to collaborate on. We were looking at doing something around some of the unique architecture in Marysville. Marysville's so historic, and we're trying to work out a script that we all like, and whether to focus on some of the houses. As you likely know, there are houses in Marysville that were designed by Julia Morgan, of all people, who designed Hearst's San Simeon and Hearst Castle, and some of her early work is on display right here in Marysville, and some other houses that represent different stages of architecture. And we've collaborated with Stuart Gilchrist on that to kind of come up with something, but the script is still in the works. We want to do some museum tours. One of my passions is sharing, what's here that a lot of people who live here don't know about. I don't know what your experience has been, Brandon, but here in Plumas Lake, I think the tendency of our local residents this side of town is to head south for entertainment and culture. I know so many of my neighbors, seldom venture north to Marysville or Yuba City. And I contend that there's a lot to see right here, and as well as entertainment opportunities. So I want to do some videos like, it's been done before, but kind of a new take on the Sutter County Museum. I talk to people all the time that have no idea that exists. I'd like to do kind of a unique, quirky little, hey, did you know kind of thing, and take them through some highlights of the museum now that they're starting to reopen. Or the Museum of Forgotten Warriors out in Linda, a phenomenal place that people may have heard of, may not have been to. Lots of things like that. The Chinese museum, the new one, and some of the other important historic buildings that we have to share. So anyway, we'll get something concrete going, and we'll be in touch.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds like the exact type of thing we want to be involved in.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't.
We've seen music videos, and a lot of people are making their whole music videos, and they're looking for fancier backgrounds and for, superimpositions of them singing over some action and all that stuff. Is that a market for you guys, or is that just totally out of the realm of what you guys do?
Brandon, I'll let you take that one.
It's not really a market. We could do some stuff like that, but yeah, we've done very little with green screen, though we do have a portable, nice little green screen. It's fun. But
have you ever done music videos or anything like that for any?
No, actually, no. But
Really?
hopefully, getting the opportunity.
You have the Christian show, and I'm just wondering about Christian bands around town, and if that's something you could.
Yeah.
Well,
weave
I
into
could
what
name
you're
you
doing.
several. The Ray Allen Band is a nice band, and they do. I love what they do is they call it Sneaky Jesus.
Right.
So what they do, they play contemporary music, and then they sneak in some of their some of their worship songs and stuff into their playlist. But yeah, there's a group out at the Buttes that I follow. There's some friends that are actors. They're also part of the worship band. And I don't know if they would be interested in doing that.
You want to tell us a little bit about that spiritual mission that you're zooming and sharing with people, Brandon? Can you tell us a little bit about the content of the show? What kind of things does it include? Music? Does it include sermons? Does it include just discussion back and forth, like you mentioned earlier? Can you give us an idea of what the content of that show is?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it does involve music just a little bit, I guess. Two of the guests, I've had 4 guests so far. 2 of them have been gospel rappers, actually. Marcus Rogers is a rapper, and then Ariana Vidales, she's a rapper. We've been in talks about doing a music video with her. The show is all about the pursuit of truth and just getting to the deep truths. I like to talk about controversial topics. I don't like to shy away from things, so it's a very you're gonna hear, if you tune into that show, you're gonna hear some unrestricted, truths. I think, I think
is it free dialogue? Do you have like conversations where people are allowed to dialogue into those areas where people get uncomfortable? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. The things nobody wants to talk about, the end times and the mark of the beast and the book of Revelation, all that stuff. That's exactly what I want to talk about. And that's kind of the focus of the show, is those topics that people shy away from. It's some of my episodes have been an hour, and I think I'm going to try to keep it to a half hour, which is basically a half hour with a guest. Just a nice little interview.
Yeah, in and out, quick, and a lot of impact.
Yeah.
High impact, short time, high impact can sometimes be best. So, what have you always been a Christian? Are you a born again Christian, or did you grow up in the faith, or have time away from it and go back to it? What's your story, you guys, about your spiritual journeys?
So we were raised Catholic, and I around 2015 and 2016, I took a deep dive into many things that are, I guess, taboo, including like the Catholic Church itself. Just I don't want to disparage anybody, but just the things that aren't biblical about it, and the thing, certain let's say criminal activities that they're involved in, and just things that aren't scripturally sound. So I ended up leaving the Catholic faith, and basically I was born again in 2016, just from an overwhelming. What I found is I'm kind of you'd probably call it a conspiracy theorist, but in my opinion, all these conspiracy theories basically lead back to the Lord. They're all associated somehow. To me, they're kind of things that are hushed up in order to hide God from us. And so all those rabbit holes I've gone down have just strengthened my faith and led me to want to do things that spread the gospel and bring people to the Lord.
Do you have any numbers crunched about viewership and who's tuning in?
No, I try not to pay too much attention to the numbers are okay. The numbers are pretty decent, and I'm getting a lot of good comments. So that's what I'm taking away from it, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, we just talked at the beginning of the show about just putting your message out there, not worrying about who's tuning, just getting your message out there. So, okay.
Yeah, I saw the show with Marcus, and it was fascinating, great conversation. So,
thank you.
So outside of that, have you got any other interesting projects going on?
Ourselves, like that are
the Conejo brothers, because I know you guys talked about spreading out your message, saying, hey, we're here and this is what we offer, and I've worked, like I said, worked with you on a couple public events, and I know I really enjoyed the process, what you guys did and how you did it for the HGTV stuff. You handled such a large group of people from so many different I mean, they all came together, we're in the middle of the street, and yet you managed to make it seem easy. So do you have any other large scale events or things like that going on?
Brandon, I'll let you touch on. I know we've got some projects definitely in the works that have been going on for a while. Some scripts that have been going on for quite a while. I don't know if they're ready to be released or not at this point, but there is some big plans. I mean, the ultimate plan would be to bring film to our area, and obviously for us to be able to create a film with local talent, local artists from here, actors, just pretty much everything you can think of, every position. We would love to fill that with our own, and be able to bring all of those arts and that work here to our area. That they used to make films around here. I mean, way back when, there used to be films that used to get made here often, and there's no reason we can't do that now. And that is our ultimate goal, is to be able to bring back that to here, to our area again. And the HGTV, I think, kind of reignited that. I know Brandon, that kind of got the juices going again into wanting to get back into our own projects, rather than just kind of focusing on, for a while, it was just kind of commercials, working on stuff for other people. And it's fun to do that stuff, but it's always nice when you have the creative, you make the decisions as to what you want to make.
You mentioned scripts, Brian. We could stay with you for a minute. You mentioned scripts. Are we talking fiction here? Is there going to be a work of fiction that you're going to film? You're going to write a story, have a storyboard, all that stuff? Is that any part of what's in your plans?
Definitely. Yes, definitely. I don't know if we'll start with that large of a scale, or if we'll just build to that. But we definitely want to get to original scripts and telling a story.
Billy Bob Thornton's Sling Blade started with a 10 or 15 minute shortened version. So
one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
It's pretty intense. But
the cinematography sells that movie, and that's what you guys, that's what you do, is looking at what we see every day, but seeing it from a different angle or a different lighting, so it has a visceral kind of impact, similar to Sling.
I'm very curious, because I didn't see the filming.
We lost him.
Nope.
So you have created or have ideas for some of your own scripts?
Yeah, definitely.
Ideas. Some things that have been worked on. I studied screenwriting for about a decade, so I'm fairly comfortable writing a feature film.
It's a thing. It's its own art form,
Oh yeah, definitely. It takes a lot of practice. Like, you have to write a lot of bad scripts before you can start writing good ones.
Sure.
Songs are the same way, honestly. Ask Tom.
Do you know Matthew Tomozik?
I'm not familiar.
Is that?
He's Garage Studios.
Garage Studios, yeah. Local guys doing some film work and trying to, in line of what you were saying, trying to help build a local industry. And
very nice.
His studios originally was setting up lighting for a lot of our local events, like at the fairgrounds and stuff. He would do the big events there. He would set up all their lighting, and now he's moved into production and cinematography, like you guys. So,
and hasn't Joe Steele done some filmmaking?
Yes, he has. Along with there's a student. He's out there at the college right now, Adrian. I'm sorry, the last name escapes me, but he's asked for help with his. I guess you guys do a final when you're finished with the school. You do a final production, and he's working on that, and he's asked for help.
Well, all of which indicates to me that maybe there's a groundswell of enthusiasm in young people for filmmaking, and you guys are at the threshold of Marysville, Yuba City happening, film explosion here. So we want to focus on what you're doing and what your ambitions are, and what you've done so far has been extremely impressive. YubaSutterArts has been advantaged by the brief film of the Mannequins, of course. And we deeply collaborated on the HGTV thing. Our deep involvement, getting together every night, talking it over, and where does this? No, actually, I somebody attached the song Gay and I had written to the end of your wonderful film. But so we're just.
Oh, Tom. Got it.
Hey, one of the things, I know.
Kind of wishing you well.
He's back.
No, we wish you the best, and to all your future ambitions. We want to have you back on the show again whenever you're up to something and whatever new project is happening, and we'd love to have you back.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah, love to.
We'll be in touch.
As far as places to show your films, do you have any? Have you worked out anything with
Well,
people?
I was going to say a quick plug here. Once we're back open, I like to say that YubaSutterArts&Culture has the only movie theater, or at least publicly accessible movie theater in Yuba County. I mean, Yuba College has a nice system too, but they're a little harder to get to.
Right.
We're much more public access oriented, and we got a fabulous new projector and sound system. We were in there the other night for the first time listening to something, and I'd forgotten how good it sounds. So when you're ready, let us know.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But yeah, short of that, I as far as local, Joe, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's what I was at. Have you guys done a showing? Have you done anything like that?
The closest thing we had is when we did the HGTV, when we launched that, we did it at the Silver Dollar just because we really didn't have anywhere we could do it. But we put it up on a couple of the big screens there, packed the place full, and we had a premiere. We had a premiere there.
Oh, good.
How much fun was that?
That was a ton of fun. It was really fun to see everybody's reaction.
Yeah,
I think it went over really well, and they played it again right after they played it the first time. So I guess they liked it.
Good.
That's one of those just precious moments, and you've done something that's there, and you get the reception from the crowd.
I think of more like a baby being born. It's like, this is my baby. I worked on this, and it's being born. Here it is.
A lot less pain, though.
Yeah, no. Wait a minute, Tom. You've done this before.
I have not had a baby. I have not had a baby.
Yeah.
I've been trying. I've been trying for years, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't know what's from. No, I get the baby analogy. The creative stuff when it comes to life, it is like you've conceived something. You start out in a humble way, and all of a sudden there it is, and a lot of people are tuning into it. So great for you guys, and that must have just been really fun because the video was fun. The video was so up tempo and so moved along in a real nice, sprightly way. I thought it was
that David Reed guy. Oh my God, the lighting on him was just
weeks of rehearsal. I mean, and I think we nailed it though, don't you? My 5 seconds of fame. I'm short 10, but 15 minutes. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a little, but that's okay. It was great fun. I was very, very honored to be part of it. So,
and do you guys still use that as a promotion for the area, or is that just gone away now? Or
I use it as that's one of our best examples of work. So I definitely use that as a selling point for ourselves, at least. Definitely.
Okay.
Your sizzle, part of your sizzle reel, they call it.
And it's interesting to think about the stuff you'll be doing in 5 years and making the comparison of your top quality then and what it's going to look like 5 years from now, because that was a quality piece of film. And imagine where you'll be as time goes by and you just nail this, just make this your own voice. And this is an exciting thing you guys are doing locally. This is a local thing that this area should be proud of and tuned into, that we got young filmmakers here.
Well, having that service and that sense of, I say service, but I don't want to turn it into a commodity, but on for certain things, it is a service that's available. But then on the creative process and just hearing that you guys have some original scripts and things that you want to develop and nurture, and depending on what you got in mind, we ought to talk. I mean, I've seen some grants for media productions. You may have seen them too, but we can get the right combination. There may be some ways that even YubaSutterArts&Culture can help with some funding. So,
right,
we can get creative and make it happen. Definitely.
Okay. Fantastic. Anything else, gentlemen?
Yeah. What do we miss? What do you
want to talk YubaSutter Now, Barry? You want to explain YubaSutter Now to him?
Yeah, YubaSutter Now is a public access channel that we started. It's all online based. It's basically public access TV for today. It's all digitally based. It's all on social media. We do original shows that air there. We do a show called Inside YubaSutter that's kind of like a news show that we cover events when we have the opportunity, because it's all a volunteer project. We do it when we have time. And I'm also doing the Faith Deep show, which is actually one of those blessings in disguises that has come from the lockdown. I'm able to do, a talk show like this remotely and very, it's very time efficient to do productions this way. So yeah, and then we share content from the community on YubaSutter now, and the viewers can send in their work. They can make their own shows, and we encourage that, and we'll share it. We share this show. I already actually shared it. We're live on YubaSutter right now.
Oh, good.
So,
but you guys started that? I didn't realize that story. So you created YubaSutter Now?
Yep. Back in we actually made YubaSutter Now before Conejo Brothers.
Oh, okay.
The original vision was to do our own little network where we do some productions for it, and then the community would help us create content as well, and we make our own little network here.
So we just go to YubaSutter Now on Facebook.
I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm going. Sideshow Joe will be in touch.
Wait a minute. You say you're on right now. So are we on YubaSutter Now?
Well, yeah, because
that's what you just said.
Hey, all of a sudden we actually have an audience. We've always had those two guys. We've had them for a long time, but now we got the YubaSutter Now. That we could be up to 200 people now. I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous.
Wow, hope springs eternal. I know.
Yeah. Well, this is great, you guys. You got your
that's good
hat.
to know. I didn't realize. I hear stories about back in the 80s. Joe, were you here when they had Arts Alive, the old cable TV program?
Yep.
I was
Channel 5 with actually just I'd like to give a shout out to Stacy Smith Johnson. Stacy actually was a part of the Yuba College production team out there and taught classes back when I was first started in theater here in the early 90s and stuff. And she might have been one of your instructors. I don't know, but she was
we lost her recently. We lost her recently, and and again, beautiful woman, beautiful talent.
You guys are carrying on her legacy in this production stuff because she was really adamant about it. I worked with her on a couple of projects out there for Yuba College, and she really believed in what you guys are doing in sharing this with everybody and making it available.
So that's, as you said, you're kind of the YubaSutter Now, sort of the modern manifestation of that idea of community.
Yeah, her Channel 5, Comcast and stuff is exactly what you guys are doing right now.
Yeah, wonderful.
We admire your energy. We admire your enthusiasm and your obvious talent. We wish you all the best. David's got to tell us about the rest of the artistic scene here in our area.
Right.
Welcome back anytime, you guys. Keep us posted when what little exposure we can give you that you're not already getting for your own efforts and your own channels. We'll be checking out YubaSutter
now.
YubaSutter Now.
Before you go, how do people reach out to you if they do have a program they'd like you to be interested, to vet,
or a project they need help with?
There we go.
Look at that.
There we go.
YubaSutter Now.
You guys
You'll find it on Facebook or on YouTube. We got a YouTube channel also.
Yay.
You're not hard to find.
YubaSutter Now is our best outlet. We put a lot of content out there.
Yep.
YubaSutter Now.
Sweet. We'll get it out there.
Well, I'll start working on several theme songs for your first fictional movie, and you can choose among 20. I don't, and we'll keep collaborating the way we have in the past. But it's been a joy talking to you guys. I think from all three of us, we really enjoyed this, and I hope you did. I hope you did too.
Nice to meet you in person. Finally, I've been I've been in front of your camera many times, but I got to meet you.
All right, we'll see you soon.
You take care. Best of luck, you guys.
Bye.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. Really nice guys.
Very talented team, and it's just great to have that service available. And we
just film in town. There's filmmakers. There's a scene happening. Maybe
we're all amateur videographers who run around.
These guys are professionals, though. I mean, they do drone videography and stuff, and combine it all and mix it. Nowadays, I mean, your Super 8 camera, it doesn't work anymore.
It's just for me. I just I'm of a certain age, and I know I keep referring to them as young guys. They may not think of them as young guys, but I do, and I just see to be talking to people that are part of youthful movements to create art. And so the idea of, you mentioned these other people around town, Joe, that were we're doing video as well. You know, you'd like to think, hey, is there a network? Is there some kind of a force field where creativity is going to come to this town? It's sort
I
of virgin, and
I
people
want to
going.
have I want to have, when the opportunity presents itself, which with spa and stuff and what's going on, it will. I would love to have an event similar to the other film festivals that they have, and it feature original stuff from here, because we have the Conejo brothers, we have the Yuba College artists and stuff. Which one of my friends, he's one of those artists, and he's working on an original film right now. He
Yeah.
needs actors. He needs a place to do his work. And I'm like, wouldn't it be fun if we threw it out there that we have the place to do the screening? The
Yeah,
Arts Council building,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Lee Burroughs Center. We could
For
do it
now,
right
at
there.
least for now, it's what we got,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
pretty good. Like I said, the
yeah.
new
but
projector
yeah,
system.
because humans are competitive people,
Yeah.
and when you throw it out there, hey, we're having a competition. Can you beat everybody else with an
Mhm.
original film? The people will come crawling out of the woodwork.
And even shorts. I mean, short film
Yes,
festivals, animation. A lot of young people are working on animation on their
right.
computers. There's a ton of
Oh,
content out there. We just got to
Yeah,
corral it.
and you know, and you've got, like you said, David, you've got the handheld devices, and you've got the, but guys like Brandon and Brian are taking it to a level of
Oh yeah, no,
you
no,
know, what kind of equipment do we need? What's the lighting? Let's make film here. Let's not have something to take home to the family, which is all good. That's all great,
sure.
but I think they really are. They look to me really committed to making quality stuff,
Well, they are,
and
and
it,
that's why we wanted to hire them. We hired them for mannequins to come up with a
right.
professional level. That's a whole different thing.
so nicely done. Yeah,
It's
They
so nice that
edited
we don't all have to go to
interviews.
Hollywood
Yeah,
to do this anymore.
yeah,
You can do it in your own backyard now.
yeah.
yeah.
So people need to be aware that these resources for that level
Right
of
here.
production exist here
And
in
you
the
know,
community.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all. Yeah.
I was just going to say, you know, I was so surprised to see Scarlett Johansson in my backyard. You know, it's
You
Say,
win.
hey, what?
Hey,
What?
you.
Hang on.
no, I just, you know,
I was just by your house. I did not see her
oh,
because I
I,
would have stayed. I
you
would.
heard something.
I would have called Lori and said, "Honey, I'm going to be late."
She's right there with Jennifer Lawrence, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know, they sense there's a new scene happening here in Marysville.
Nice, nice
So,
try. Yeah.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
the Scarlett Johansson is a great segue to David.
Oh,
On
yeah,
as
really?
far as
David Johansson.
Help,
what's going on with
help me
going on
out with
with
that,
David
Joe.
and art today, David.
Yeah, what's going on in the world of art, David?
Much. Let's just keep shooting the breeze about our favorite actors.
Yeah, I guess we do have a purpose here, don't we?
Yeah, right.
I could talk to about
Couple
we
things.
have haunted houses. We have a number of haunted houses going on.
Yeah, talk about that because I don't have that in my script.
I managed to I lucked out. The one across the one at the Tea Garden House has been
Yeah.
going on for a couple weeks now.
Are you
It
involved in
has
that? Are you a
no,
performer?
I did get to go through it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was entertaining. The line is a bit much.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, it is a slow process to get in there. It is entertaining
Keeping their
and
distance, trying to be safe. So
That's
now
good.
the
Okay.
acting company is going to be doing the house on Bogue Manor.
Yeah.
So Bogue Manor, and it's a really neat. I am involved in that one because I'm a big acting company fan,
yeah.
and they are doing a story at this wonderful house at the corner
On
of Bogue and
Bogue?
Railroad. Bogue and
Uh-huh.
Railroad. You would
Okay.
park on Railroad if you're going to attend. And they're setting up, so you need to get on their website or stuff because they're going to do scheduled tours so that
It's
we
a
can
ticketed event, isn't it, Joe?
right.
Yeah,
COVID,
we'll
it's
fundraise
COVID
for
aware,
the
so you can
company.
go
Yeah.
in household groups and you're wearing masks. But it's acting company, baby. They tell a story.
Good.
The
And you're in
whole
this?
thing is a story, and I'm really excited because the grounds and what they've been doing looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
And you're in
So,
this production.
for a couple nights. I'm also doing something for the Playseum. I'm helping set up their little haunted manor. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, for 2 of the nights, I'm going to be a guide. Basically,
But the haunting at Bogue Manor, that's
the
next
haunting at
weekend.
Bogue Manor next weekend, all 3
Yeah.
nights. Friday,
Yeah, check
Saturday,
it out at the acting company. It's a
Thursday,
fundraiser. They've been hard hit. No ticketed events all year. Needless to say, the
right.
revenues
This-
are down. So if you love the acting
is,
company like we all do, support them. Go out, see this event, or just send money.
If you're a big acting company fan, some of your favorite actors are going to be there. and so find them, spot them, because
Right.
some of the
I
best
know
people
you.
to grace the stage are going to be in
I
this.
know you would hate to hesitate to leave anybody out, but can you give us a sampling of some of our favorite actors, Joe? Or
Let's
am I
see.
putting you on the spot?
Betsy Johnson, Bill Buckner,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
the Hayes family. There's like a whole crew of those guys. Yeah, so these are
Yeah,
all
good people.
actually they're award winning. The Hayes family, I think, from the whole family, has about 7 Ellie Awards.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
for
yeah,
original writing and acting and stuff, they're a powerhouse. And the
maybe
thing
we
I
should
think,
have them on our show sometime.
Yeah. No kidding.
you know what, Karina would love it. They would love it. Yeah,
How many
Talia and
people in the Hayes family?
well, let's see. There's mom Karina, the oldest sister Talia. Both of them have won Ellie Awards for directing and writing. And
Nice.
then there's Aiden. And oh, they're gonna kill me. My
It's all right.
I'm of an age, as Tom
Yes.
likes to
Yeah,
say, and it's like
yeah.
I go to reach and there is nothing there.
We forgive you. I'm sure the boy does
Well,
too.
let's figure it out, and we'll try to get them in. We're booked through November, but we've got at least
Yeah.
1 or 2
That
shows. I think
sounds fascinating. That
Well,
sounds
and
like that.
they have become a really powerhouse in the children's acting at the acting company because they have written original shows which have won Ellie Awards, and they continue to do so, and they also direct them and stuff. So they are the people right at the forefront of bringing our new actors forward
Yep.
for the shows we're going to be doing. So,
Excellent.
Good
Excellent.
stuff. Let's
Yeah.
let's talk about a couple other things that are coming up in the community here. The next up for YubaSutter Arts and Culture is Tuesday at 4 o'clock on Artist Alchemy. I'll be interviewing music educator and local music legend Obi Leff. He's currently at Twin Cities Charter, and I know he's got a long history in the community. And he helped us get our Yuba Sutter Youth Choir running again a few years ago. Helped kick it off with his wife Jill. So I look forward to an hour-long conversation with Obi.
Ask him if he's going to release a new album because as a preschool teacher in person, I have all of his albums.
He's amazing. I didn't realize how prolific he is, Jody.
Yeah.
Huge YouTube channel. I was looking at some of that today, and
he's good. He's really good.
Clever.
Well, this sounds fascinating. I don't know this guy, but by Joe's expression, I can tell him this. I can tell.
Obi Leff. You got his own quartet called the Obies, and of course, it's all him. And he's just so clever, being able to clone himself and do the video, and it looks and sounds. The sync of the sound is really good when he's doing the harmonies and stuff. Anyway,
okay, that'll be fun.
Obi Leff. So yeah, catch that.
He's one of my
Tuesday
heroes.
at 4, or catch the rerun. Friday night, some of us are getting together and doing something called Tales from the Terror Tellers. And I say us because yours truly, in a rare on-camera appearance, we'll be reading with my brother, actually, who's zooming in from LA. We're going to be reading the witches scenes from Macbeth. But we've got other folks reading some Edgar Allan Poe, some limericks, some kind of scary stories. And, as we get ready for Halloween. This is Friday, October 30th, 7 p.m. It'll be live on YubaSutter Arts Facebook page. It's a free event, so come out and just have some fun and listen to some great readings. Not long. It's going to be a busy week then next week because on Wednesday the 4th, November 4th, we're having the next in our conversation series. It's our Arts Educator Leadership Conversation. November 4th, 7 p.m., again, live on YubaSutter Arts Facebook page. Joe's going to be talking about teaching young people art with the various programs he's involved in. We've got some other great arts educators that'll be talking about, teaching art in a virtual world and just in general, the challenges, whether it's budget or engaging with kids or whatever it takes to keep the arts alive. Speaking of kids and art, November 7th, like I said, it's a busy week. 6 p.m., November 7th, Applause Kids is presenting the Super Happy Awesome News. It's a 30-minute kids musical written during the pandemic for exactly this kind of application. It's kids competing to tell the happiest news story. It's an individual students are filming their pieces, videoing their individual pieces, and then they'll all be put together in this wonderful 30-minute musical. Super Happy Awesome News, November 7th, 6 p.m. And then we're going to do it's only our second event this year, live event, following on the Womanicans that we did back in August. In honor of Veterans Day, November 11th, we're going to have a pop-up art exhibit and reception November 11th from 3 to 7 p.m. at the YubaSutterArts&Culture in our gallery and our theater. And we're going to be featuring the artwork, visual artwork, as well as 2D and 3D, some ceramics, by local veterans who are also professional artists, like our friend Aaron Burks.
Right.
He's going to have some of the portraits he's created of Pearl Harbor survivors that he's met with and interviewed. It's called the project called Sleeping Giants, Pearl Harbor Survivors.
Right.
We'll have Chris Thompson, Air Force veteran, showing some of his ceramics. Bert Johnson, another an Army vet who has done
all people we've had on the show.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly. Bert's been doing some incredible Western landscapes. And then we'll have some of our portraits of veterans out from our big photo project a couple of years ago when we photographed nearly 400 local veterans. So, in fact, you can see some of those. Have you all seen the banners on Bridge Street going into the city?
Nice.
A number of those were photographs taken by mostly Mark Bradley, I think, during our Portraits of Veterans project. So, anyhow, November 11th, 3 to 7 p.m. live event at YubaSutterArts&Culture.
So how are we handling safety there?
We're going to require masks, and we will only allow a certain number of people through, because we'll have the artwork scattered. The reception will be in the courtyard, food and beverage. We'll have some pieces in the gallery, and then also in the theater, so we can really string a lot of people throughout the facility and keep everybody at a safe distance. And
I think people need that assurance that you're
monitoring and reinforcing. So
great.
Well, Mannequins was really well done with the way you guys placed it, so you could observe the art, but you were still in an outdoor setting and as safe as could possibly be in these days and times.
Absolutely. And let's see, before we see you all again on this show in 2 weeks, and Tom, you've got November 5th, your poetry spoken word program. November 5th, 6:30 p.m. At YubaSutter. Right. You can find the link at YubaSutterArts.org. So lots more coming up in November, and we can cover more of that when we three meet again.
I got COVID tested yesterday. Gay and I got COVID tested, and we're isolating exclusively for the next week till Friday. We hope to have our results by then, and we're driving to Portland, to Beaverton, Oregon. And my niece and her family have been doing exactly the same thing. They're seeing nobody, so I'm going to be out of any kind of communication other than this kind of stuff. And I'll be back for the show 2 weeks from today, but I'll be back in town by, I don't know, the 3rd or 4th or something like that.
Whenever you feel like.
Yeah,
and have fun.
Yeah, it's just going to be great. It's going to be great to see them and play music with them and do all that good stuff. So, so I'll see you guys again in 2 weeks because probably won't see you before.
I just wanted, Tom, when you're done, just go out the door and to the other side of the car.
Okay.
Wear a mask. Hey, wear a mask.
No, you don't have to wear a mask. The wind is blowing quite fiercely.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's like autumn here.
You can walk out there, but yeah, I left you something, buddy.
Oh. Okay, Joe. Okay. Thank you.
Hey,
I'm thanking you in advance.
When you get to the office, I left you something too.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you guys, because you give me a reason to ride in this wind.
Oh.
So, my legs are aching, but it was fun.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
Yeah, well, is that it? Is that it for this week,
I think
guys?
so. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put myself out there. I'm gonna have our theme song written for our next show, I will play it for you.
There's a challenge you're setting for yourself, Joe. Okay.
Hey, otherwise, we just sit and watch Food Network for 24 hours a day. I got to give myself something to do.
Some things to do. I got you. Can we bring Alex on for the last few seconds here? And just
Where's our guy?
Alex on and thank him. And
Alex, join us.
Hey, Boston. There you are.
Hey, live from
Boston.
Boston.
There you go. There you go.
Hello.
Thank you again for another finely produced show and for muting me. That's a really hard thing for my wife to do.
I've got the power.
Yeah. She wishes she had the power.
Her and Lori both.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the banana imagery too. That was
That was. Oh, that's why I want to thank you for that. That was well done.
It's my joy, producing weird art news every week. So,
well, thank you. It's my joy doing it.
Finding those pictures of weird things
to support
kind
those
of
incredible songs
keeps us
a
all
whole new talent we have all discovered here with the COVID thing.
Yeah,
we've never done this before. Honestly, here's the story of a man named Galvin.
It's just a way to not take things too seriously. We just don't want to get caught up in our own tragedies. So